We talked a little bit about the mountain of the dead and the location of spirits departed when a human being dies. And I thought it appropriate to share a little bit from Enoch regarding the mountain of God and the tree of life. Skip forward to Revelation, and I guess Revelation 22:14. Those who keep the commandments of their Father in heaven, will be given access to the tree of life, the thing from which we were expelled. Now here in this realm of death, being dust and returning to it. In Enoch 24:2, it says, and during Enoch's journey, I proceeded beyond, and I saw 7 glorious mountains. Think of the menorah, the 7 pillars, the 7 branches of the menorah, and the middle branch. And I saw 7 glorious mountains, all differing, each from the other, whose stones were precious in beauty. And all the mountains were precious and glorious and beautiful appearance. 3 to the east were firmly set one upon the other, and 3 to the south, one on the other, and deep and rugged ravines, one not approaching the other. The 7th mountain was in the middle of these. This is the hashtag mountain of God, not to be confused with Mount Hermon below, where the gods, the mighty ones, the angelic beings deceive mankind between Syria and Israel. This is the actual mountain of our Father in heaven. The 7th mountain was in the middle of these, very much like the middle branch of the menorah, and it rose above them in height, like the seat of a throne, and fragrant trees encircled it. Among them was a tree such as I'd never smelled, and among them no other like it. It had a fragrance sweeter smelling than all spices, and its leaves and its blossom, and the tree never withered. Its fruit is beautiful like dates of the palm tree. Then I said, how beautiful is this tree and fragrant, and its leaves and lovely, and its blossoms are lovely to look at. We find out in 2nd Enoch that the tree of life is in what's called the 3rd heaven, which is, of course, affirmed in the canonical sources your handlers allow you to look at. Then I said, how beautiful is this tree and fragrant, its leaves are lovely, and its blossoms lovely to look at. And Michael, described as the one who looks over the people of Israel, described here in the testimony of Enoch as the one who looks over the good ones. Don't think of that as a nation state or a Kabbalistic religion of Judaism or its Hebrew roots, but instead a covenant people, in covenant with and in step with the greater, better covenant forged in a tabernacle or dwelling place, a temple not made by hands above and not below, being a head and not a tail. Then Michael answered me, one of the holy angels who was with me and was the leader. And he said to me, Enoch, why do you inquire and why do you marvel about the fragrance of this tree? And why do you wish to learn the truth? I answered him and said, Enoch, concerning all the things I wish to know, but especially concerning this tree. And he said to me, this high mountain that you saw, whose peak is like the throne of God, is the seat where the great Holy One, the Lord of glory, the King of eternity, will sit when he descends to visit the earth in goodness. And this fragrant tree, no flesh has the right to touch it until the great tribulation, until the great judgment, in which there will be vengeance on all and a consummation forever, just like it says in Revelation 22:14. Then it will be given to the righteous and the pious, again, Revelation, and its fruit will be food for the chosen, and it will be transplanted to the holy place by the house of God, the King of eternity. Then they will rejoice greatly and be glad, and they will enter the sanctuary, its fragrances in their bones, and they will have a long life on the earth, such as your fathers lived in their days, and torments and plagues and suffering will not touch them. Then I blessed the God of glory, this is Enoch, the King of eternity, who has prepared such things for people who are righteous and has created them and promised to give them to them. 26:1. And from there I proceeded to the center of the earth, and I saw a blessed place, where there were trees that had branches that abide and sprout. And there I saw a holy mountain. Now he's speaking of Jerusalem here below. From beneath the mountain, water came from the east, and it flowed toward the south. These matters are confirmed in your canonical sources as well. And I saw to the east another mountain higher than it, and between them a deep valley that had no breadth, and through it water was flowing beneath the mountain. And to the west of this another mountain lower than it, and not rising very high, and a deep and dry valley beneath it. Between them and another deep and dry valley at the apex of these three mountains. And all the valleys were deep of hard rock, and no tree was planted on them. I marveled at the mountain, and I marveled at the valley, and I marveled exceedingly. He's really astonished. Then I said, why is this land blessed and filled with trees, but this valley cursed? Then Uriel, which is the angel over the luminaries, you see the root there, like of the Chaldeans, light of the Babylonians, of the Chaldeans, Uriel. Then answered one of the holy angels who was with me and said, this cursed valley is for those who are cursed forever. This is very, very important when we understand the context of the beast and being cast into the place of torment. The cursed valley is for those who are cursed forever. Here will be gathered all the cursed who utter with their mouth an improper word against the Lord and speak hard things against his glory. Think in the context of the book of Revelation, where the man of sin utters monstrous blasphemies against the God of gods. The beast does, the Antichrist. And he, of course, has with him all of the wicked under him on earth, him being the leader of the left hand. A reference to Syria when facing due east is, of course, the left. At the rising of the sun, due east, left is north, the willful king of the north. And so, Syria again. He is the one that leads this charge, this worldwide revolt against the proper appointed king who will sit in Zion. And his place of being cast away and gathered is also, as it states, he will be gathered all the cursed who uttered with their mouth an improper word against the Lord and speak hard things against his glory. Here they will be gathered, and here will be their habitation at the last days, in the days of righteous judgment, when we have a righteous Melchizedek, a high priest and king, Zadok, son of the way of righteousness, and not only a warrior priest, which is the higher office in nature, but a righteous king from a son of David. Hashtag one head. One person, two offices, separated by time and space, unified as governance, righteous judgment in the last days. In the days of righteous judgment, in the presence of the righteous for all times. Here the godless will bless the Lord of glory, the King of eternity. That's the footnote denotes an improper translation there, or a difficult rendering. In the days of their judgment they will bless in accordance with how he has apportioned them. Then I blessed the Lord of glory, of his glory, and I made known and praised magnificently.